Welcome back to another fun tutorial as we continue looking at Microsoft Word. From our last tutorial, we look at introduction to Microsoft Word and the window when we learn how to open Microsoft Word and look at various key areas of Microsoft Word. As was encouraged from the previous video for you to practice and for you to check on the various tabs and see what features are aligned with each of those tabs. Now today we'll be moving on. We'll be adding some text into our worksheet, continuing from what we did last tutorial. And remember, we did save the last tutorial as Word Task 1, and I did emphasize that whenever you see .docx, that suggests or that should point out to you that you are actually using or looking on a Microsoft Word document. Now I am going to I'm going to copy some text from the internet and I'm going to just paste it in my worksheet. I already copied and I'm going to click on paste right here, and here we go. Now we're seeing some information still based on Microsoft Word that I have just pasted inside of my Microsoft Word document. We will be manipulating, meaning making some changes to these information that you're seeing on your screen right now to basically highlight some features of Microsoft Word. Well, one of which that we are going to do first, since we're on our home tab, is we're going to use copy and paste, because I just mentioned that I copy some information from the internet and I'm going to paste it inside of my Word document. You'd have seen where I have pasted it, but you would have seen where I actually copied. So let's use the information here in front of us to bring out the copy and paste feature. Now, let's say I want the area and home tab to be the first information on the top of my page. What I would do, I would highlight the area that I want to copy. So there you go. I click my mouse and I drag it over the area. And if you look right here, you're seeing paste, cut, and you're seeing copy. Now I will be copying. And very important, before you click on an icon to use it, first hover your mouse over it, your point over it, and read the description that they would give to you before you use the feature, so you will be sure as to if you're using the correct feature. That is if you're not sure of it. Good. So I'm going to click on copy. I'm going to click my insertion point just above where you have ribbon right here. I'm going to click on my paste button, and you're seeing where I have my home tab and my home tab information. However, you're seeing it twice because I have just executed a function of using copy and paste. What copy and paste would do, it create a duplicate, because here is the original thing right here, and when I highlight and I copy it and I paste, it gives me the same thing up here. It gives me a duplicate. Alright, so let me undo this action of copy and paste, and this icon right here is your undo, and that is in which area on your Microsoft Word again? Yes, for the person who say quick access toolbar, yes. So I click on undo and I realize that my action that I just did is removed. Now I am going to highlight again because I want to do what? I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to paste it just above, and there you go. So there is the difference between copy and paste, which give you a duplicate, while cut and paste basically move a section of your text or whatever you want to move in your worksheet and put it to a next area. However, I want my home tab to be below, so I'm going to click on undo twice to bring it back. Okay, because I did two actions, copy one paste another. So it's two options. All right. Now let's still on the home area. So here we have our heading, ribbon and tabs. That's what the text is all about. Tell about the ribbons and the various tabs that are located there. Now I want my heading, ribbon and tab to be bold. So I highlight and I click on the B for bold. I want it to be underlined, so I click on underline. And let's say I want the font size of it, how big I want it to be. So let's say be 30. So I click my drop down right here and I choose, no, there's no 30, let's use 28, close to the 30. 28, and there you see the size increase. And of course, I could also color it as well, where I could choose a color that I want to give to it. Okay? Now, so those are just some basic, there are other features here as well, because I could even change the font type of it. So what I want it to look a little bit different, I could highlight and I could, and if you realize as I hover, it changes to a different style of writing. Alright, let's use that one for now. So let's move right across where we have paragraph, and I could highlight here again, and let's say I want it to go in the center of the page. These are my alignments, and there are 4 types of alignment. You have my left align, and you realize once I click on this, by default you see there's a light on that alignment, that to show that the left align is applied to this text at the moment. And I also have my center align, I also have my right align, and I also have my justified. And very important, again, I'm going to stress the point, not only are you seeing justified information show below, but it's also showing you the shortcut or the keyboard shortcut to justify your text, which is CTRL plus your, come up again, CTRL plus your J, letter J, to justify. And if I go back to my right align, it is CTRL plus your R. If I go to my center, it is CTRL plus E. And if I go to the left, it is CTRL and you press the letter L. So let's center align it so I can highlight my text, and I click on center align, and my text is now in the center of the page. Alright, moving right along. Let's say we're saying that, okay, the space between these lines here, or the sentences, they are so close. You want a bit more space between them. You could highlight that portion of the text, and right here is my line spacing feature. So if I should click on the drop down arrow, it gives me several options of line spacing that I can choose from. At the moment, the line spacing that is applied to it, it is 1.0. So what if we want the line spacing to be 1.5? Now I want you to observe carefully on the highlighted area or the selected portion of text on the sheet. And when I click on 1.5, you will see the change that is made to it. Good. So you realize that there's a bit more space between each line in this portion of text, and that is because of the line spacing that we have just applied to it. Okay, so there, let's say we want to use our right align feature. Let's use it on the home tab. So I highlight it, and I'm going to click on right align, and it moves to the right side of the page, as you can see. But let's bring it back to left align, highlight and click on left, and it bring it back to the extreme left as well. And you could change the font size of this. Let's say you want it to be 14, right? And let's say you want a single underline under it, and you want to apply what we call italic. Observe this at this moment, you realize my bold is applied to it, my underline is applied to it, and I'm going to use my italic feature to it, and you will see the difference that it makes to it. All right. So there you go. And just for emphasis, I am going to highlight this portion of the text, and I'm going to change the space line into, let's say, put it to 2 this time, all right, to see the difference. Put it to 2 at this point. So there you go, as it relates to adding those formatting features. And you have to remember that you need to practice, and there are all these features that you can explore. You can click on a word, and you can highlight a portion of a text, and you can click on the options and see what happened. Okay. All right. So let's move to our insert function briefly. Now, let's say you want to insert a picture, but let's say you want to insert the picture below the ribbon and tab. So I click at the end of ribbon and tab, and I press enter to create a space. Good. Now, if you want to insert a picture, one, you can go to pictures, or you can go to clip art, and you can search for the picture you want, and you can paste it inside the document right here. But I am or you can go straight to the internet and you can search for a specific picture. And when you find that picture, the same procedure like I showed before, you click on it and you can copy it, and you can come to the area that you want it on, and you can, well, I have to go back to home this time. Go to home and I click on paste. And even if I don't want to go back to home, I can simply right click on my mouse, and I'm seeing the paste option appears right here. Let's see if we will get this picture appearing where we want it to be. It's loading, it's taking a while. Yeah, so while the picture is loading, so what we are looking so far, we have looked at our copy and paste, we look on our cut and paste, and we also look at features such as the B under font, which represent for you to bold a text, make a text become more highlighted than from the other section of the text. We look at I, which is italic, but give the text a bit of a slant look, like what is on home tab right here. And we have like U, which is for underline. And there you go, we're seeing our picture appears in our document. So you're seeing ribbon and tabs, and here you're giving you the ribbon and the tabs being show a picture to align to it as well. So that is the next feature that can be utilized in Microsoft Word, and the insert, it comes from the insert area. You can also insert what we call shapes as well, all these shapes. But very important, ensure you click where you want it to go first, then you go to your insert and you select the shapes. You can insert your charts, and one of the most popular features is insert what we call header and footer. And let me just do it at this point. So we click on insert and we go to header and footer, and I'm going to choose, these are various types of header default option you can choose from. Let's choose this one. And right away you see my header section of my page is now open. And if you realize, all the other area of it have a little grayish look to it. Once this grayish look is on right here, meaning that this section of the text is frozen, you cannot make any changes to it, but you can now make change to the header section. So let's just call my header word processing dash Microsoft Word. Okay, so that is my header, and as the feature suggests right here, close header and footer. Once your header is open, your footer is open also, and this is the footer section right here. And let's just see, for my footer I'm going to write, let's put information technology. information technology. Good. So that is my footer. And very keen, guys. Please note that you can also apply formatting features from our home menu on it. We can put our bowl on it the same way. We can use different alignment for both our header and our footer, just like we did in the center of our text. All right. Very important. So at this moment, what you can do as you realize, let's say you want to make some changes back to your original document, you can double click in the gray out area and you realize that it is now come up to a brighter sheen, a brighter look, meaning that I can make changes to it, but at this time you cannot make any changes to the header and footer section. But if you want to do so, you can double click on that area and you can make the changes. So let me close header and footer right here. And there you go. All right, so we are going to pause for today. And this section, just a quick overview. We are looking at our tabs such as home and insert. And under home, we look at font size, we look at font type, we look at formatting features such as bold, italic, underline. We look at alignment, which is our left align, right align, and center align. And we also look at line spacing, and we did some inserting of pictures and inserting of header and footer as well. So we have come to the end of this tutorial. I encourage you to practice what you have seen today, because practice comes perfect. And remember to like and subscribe. Okay? Have a great rest of the day.